ओके मैम, आई थिंक आपके जो स्टूडेंट्स काफी ज्वाइन कर गए हैं ना
Yes, sir. There are many students from my institute also.
यस मैम. So good afternoon to all. Special thanks to Kaushika ma'am for accepting our invitation regarding the webinar. So we also welcome our Dr. Mehan sir. He is IQAC coordinator of ISFCP Pharmacy. So before proceeding for further, I would like to just a review about the bio of ma'am. Ma'am have total 12.3 years industrial as well as such experience. Uh, she has good knowledge of microbiology, pharmaceutical engineering, biostat. Part of this, ma'am have also received many grants from the national as well as international concern. Beside of this, ma'am have published more than we can say that 40 such papers, including international and national. Recently, ma'am have published their paper in Lancet. That is the one of the big achievement, I think so. So a part of this, ma'am have also invited as a guest speaker in various national and international conference. So this was the about ma'am's achievements in a short way. So again, ma'am, welcome you on this webinar organized by IQAC. Yes, please proceed.
Thank you so much, sir, for this invitation. Actually, I'm grateful to you because getting this as such an opportunity where you can interact with the students of other institute with research background. It's a huge honor for me. And research is an area which is very close to my heart, and I would love to talk about research with all the students of my institute as well as your institute. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Ma'am,
Uh,
if possible, can you take a screenshot?
yes, sure.
So for the same, I will request to all, please on their camera if possible. Yes, dear all, please on your camera. Students are not ready to do.
They might not be in a position to switch on the camera.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, no issue. Okay, ma'am, please continue, please, ma'am.
Yes, okay, so we will start. I will start with my presentation. Okay, so is the PPT visible?
Ma'am, not now.
Not visible?
It,
Okay,
later it might be.
okay, great. Um, okay, now it's visible?
Yes, now.
Okay.
Okay, now.
Okay. So first of all, as I said, I'm very much thankful for this opportunity. And today I have selected a topic based on research where I'm going to discuss the insights of research from my perspective. So we will discuss the importance of research in pursuit of a brighter future in this expert talk. So normally we see that research is different from person to person. The perspective of research is very variable, and you cannot define research by a defined definition. So I believe that research is something which is visible to all. There are opportunities and scopes throughout our day-to-day life everywhere, but there are only few people who are able to think in a different way which nobody else has thought, and that leads to something different, innovation, and a proper good research. So we can say that research is re plus search, where we are searching something again and again, and every time we are getting some new perspective of that research, and then systematically we are trying to establish the facts and principles behind that research, coming to a good conclusion and collecting a proper information on a particular subject. So, whenever you want to proceed with a research process, you have to follow a proper methodology in a proper sequence, and that will help you to gain the best outcome of your research. So you should always start with a problem statement. You have to define a problem statement that is relevant with the current scenario, with the current time and the current place, and then you can proceed with the further steps. After you have defined the statement, you have to thoroughly study the research which has already been done in it, and you have to report review of literature. So all the retrospective and prospective studies are to be done, and what is available, what is the scope that is needed to be found out. Third will come hypothesis, where you will judge what will be the outcome, and you will set an objective, rational, and aim of your project. Based on the objective, you will select a suitable research design and the procedure and the components, methods, and methodology of your project. Afterwards, you will do the data collection, or you will perform the practicals, and you will analyze all the parameters. And then, whatever values you have got, you have to analyze it statistically, and you have to prove significance by some proper statistical method. And at the end, you have to interpret your results and conclude your project. And later on, that small project may be carried forward for the pilot plant or for the commercial product if it is having that potential. So, why research is important? We have seen that nowadays research has become a part and parcel of each and every branch. Even PCI has revised the UG syllabus to incorporate research methodology and biostatistics in the eighth semester, and they have introduced research projects so that students can have a hands-on training of research in the undergraduate level itself. So these are the countries, as per World Bank data, which are spending most on R&D, and that's why they are able to give best output in terms of products and research. Talking about pharma companies, these are the top 20 companies which are spending most of its budget on the R&D so that they can generate good revenue in the form of the products which are well accepted by the society and by the commercial for the commercialization. So if you have invested in good R&D, then definitely you are going to get the fruits of that hard work later on. So, what should be the criteria to define a research as a good research? So, as I told you, there should always be a concrete problem statement which is relevant with the current scenario, and then your outcome will also be best. Whatever research topic you have selected, that should be novel in some terms. It should be novel in terms of process or API or procedure or excipients or method. Anything should be novel in it, which is beyond the prior art available in the literature. Next important thing is to select a feasible topic. Many times, students select such topics in which they cannot do much characterization, and they don't have the available excipients and the facilities to do the characterization, and then they get stuck in between. So, feasibility of the research project is equally important. You have to do best from the available sources that you have. Next thing is interesting. Your research area or topic should be at least interesting for yourself, because you will have to continue with this project for a long period of time. And I personally believe that research is 50% hard work and 50% it is patience. You need to have lots of patience to get the good outcome and the fruitful result. So if you are not interested in your topic, then definitely you will stop or stuck somewhere in between. Then come the relevance. As I told you, there are always the thrust areas or areas in focus in a current timeline, and you have to give importance to those topics to get your research acknowledged by the society. So, for an example, before few years, 3D printing was the hot topic. Anything you do in 3D printing was getting accepted very easily. Nowadays, artificial intelligence is a hot topic. Anything you do with AI software, and interactions you give projections, it will be accepted very fast. So relevance with the current timeline is very important to make your research counted as a good research. Then comes the ethics. So research ethics is a beacon area in which you can study for 1 hour or 1 day. Ethics must be maintained in the research, because if you have not maintained that ethics, later on you may face the problem of retraction or removal of your publication from a particular journal. So you should not indulge in plagiarism, falsification, fabrication of data, redundant publication, multiple publications at the same time. You should not indulge in all these issues. Otherwise, later on, you will face the problem. So I think that if you will take care of these factors, then definitely your research will be counted as a good research, and you will get some good deliverable at the end of your research. So, coming to the area of research, most of the times I have seen that students get stuck in the selection of area, that there is nothing new, what I can do, I don't know anything, what are the scopes, nothing, they are so confused. So I would like to tell that it is not every time you have to do something novel in the new research area. Everyone cannot make nanoparticles or microneedles or nanofibers, it is not possible. You have to try to find advancements in the already established area. There is always a scope of improvement or advancement in a particular area, and you can take any of such aspect to incorporate in your research. So this is an example of a research journey of microscope, and you can see that microscope was established in 16th century, and from there so many advancements have been made in the microscope design, and latest in 2014 OCTA microscope for the retinal diagnosis, it gained Nobel Prize. So still there are further scopes of advancements in the microscope. So similarly in our research areas also in pharmacy, many topics or areas they are so old, like solubility enhancement. So many methods of solubility enhancement like solid dispersion that has been discussing since many decades. But since if you do something in that, okay, if you modify the method, if you go with hot melt extrusion, spray drying, you use novel polymers, you can still make a good research project in current timeline also. So you have to find for the advancement scopes in the existing research area also. So, what are the academic benefits that a student will get if he or she is indulged in research at an earlier stage in their career? So, first and the most important point, which I have practically observed throughout my 13 years career, is enhancement of credentials. I have seen lots of BPharm students from my institute who have done some innovative innovation village project or a small startup or SOIC grant, and that has helped him or her like anything for fetching admission in the good foreign universities or for getting good placement. Recently, we had one student of MPharm, alumni student, who had done very good research in MPharm, and he had filed a patent during MPharm, and currently he is doing advancement in that study in the Cancer Institute in US. There is one student of BPharm who had done a SOIC project of 2 legs in my institute, and he was directly placed in FND. It is rare for any BPharm graduate to get direct placement in FND, but he was able to crack it. And not only that, after working for 2 to 3 years, he has now secured a PhD seat in Germany just after BPharm and industrial experience without doing MPharm. So that was also new for me. But yes, there are such credentials and credit scores available for research through which you can gain admissions and advancements in your career very easily. Second important thing is you can learn to get in-depth knowledge of topic. We have seen that nowadays all the students they prefer superficial knowledge in small books. They are not studying the reference books and detailed books like we used to do in our BPharm and MPharm. But if they are involved in research, they will automatically get the habit to get in-depth knowledge of any topic. Because in research, you have to search A to Z to come to any conclusion. There are no shortcuts in research. Third, and very important, is choosing the career path for the future. Most of the students, 90% of students, they are not sure in third year what they are going to do after BPharm, or many students are not sure why they are doing MPharm. So career path selection becomes very easy if you have some particular area of interest, or you have done some research in the initial stage of your education. It research helps a lot in establishing a relationship with the faculty mentor or the guide. Once a faculty member and students have made a group or team to do the research, that will become a lifelong relationship, and this will be an asset for the student and teacher both. Next comes the ability to work independently. If you have done some project in BFAM, then definitely you will be able to give more insights of in your project in MFAM. Otherwise, you will be so much clueless in MFAM that you will be completely reliable on the guide and your classmates regarding the execution of your project. So, ability to work independently come if you have done some research in BFAM itself. Then comes the most important thing, that is the networking opportunity. Luckily, all the students today are so smart. They all have their LinkedIn profiles in BFAM itself. And that's why they can get a good networking opportunity throughout the country and throughout the world. So people with common research area, they can assemble together. They can meet with each other and communicate very easily. Like me and Amandeep sir, we get contacted with LinkedIn itself. So such networking opportunities can be used, and based on that, people with similar interest can come together and they can do collaborative research and they can create wonders in crumbs of publication. So, many benefits of research are there for the students of UG as well as PG. So, even if you are a very good researcher and if you are doing something in lab, but if you are not able to get a desirable outcome, it will never be recognized or known by the society. So you must have some deliverable at the end of your research. I would advise each and every PG student to have at least one research article from your MPharm thesis. Because if you will not do it, later on your work will become so old and it will not remain novel, and then you will lose that opportunity to pen down your work in your name. So every research must have at least one deliverable at the end of the journey. So, what can be the possible outcomes of the research? The first one is patent. I don't need to say much about patent because Amandeep sir is a master of patents and he has so many patent designs in his name. But still, I would advise the students that if you are having any idea, concept, or product in your mind which is novel, industrially applicable, can be converted to marketed product, or it is non-obvious in terms of prior art, then definitely you should file a patent for your research. We have many UG students who are filing patents for their research project of 8th SEM because because we think that any novel idea must be filed for patent. Whether it is granted or not, that is another problem. But if you can get a patent, you can protect your invention that may be utilized by you later on or currently. You can donate your patent, you can sell your patent, or you can enjoy the exclusivity of your patent rights. Second, and the most common outcome of research is publication. Today, each and every country is in a race to get maximum publications, and the research ability of a particular country is recognized based on the publications and patents filed by that country. So you can see that this data is old of 2018, but still you can see that India is on the third position, but still its percentage of publication is very less compared to China and US. And we still have a lot to improve if we want to come in race with US or China in terms of research. So publications must be done for any research, and that will help you not only you but also the country in getting recognized as a research country. So publications can be in different forms. So the possible forms of publication is research article and review article that everyone knows. So if you are a PhD or PG student, then you can go with research article. If you are a UG student, you don't have any grant or you don't want to go with any bench work, then you have a good option of review article where you can take up any good topic and you can review it. You can learn to do review of literature, and you can publish a very good review article, and afterwards you can do further research in that area. There is option of mini reviews also for the topics which have not been studied deeply. Then the fourth option is correspondence. So when I had my correspondence in Lancet, many students approached me to inquire that actually what is correspondence. So whenever you have some outcome or outbreak for the first time, or some occurrences there for the very first time in the world or in a particular area of the world, and you want to report it or you want to publish it, then you have to collect your outcomes or findings, and you have to write a letter to editor where you can summarize your findings, and then the editor will decide whether it is worth of publishing for the knowledge of the world or not. So correspondence is also acceptable by most of the publishers and most of the journals. Then comes the fifth option and very feasible option for UG students, that is writing a book chapter. So most of the good publishers, they write the books, they publish the books which are proposed for editing by the known editors, and then you get an invitation to write a book chapter in that edited book, and if you are willing, you can give your abstract, and you can get selected to write a book chapter in an edited book. So that is also an option which the students can prefer if they want to start writing something after doing the research. Next outcome is obviously entrepreneurship. There is always an option that if you have done a good research, you are very much sure that you can get a product, then you can go for a startup and entrepreneurship at the end of your research journey. And many such pharma companies, they are undergoing R&D, and they are generating a revenue, a countable revenue based on that research. And this research are also beneficial to the society. So these are the examples, some success stories of the research. First one is the lithium ion batteries. We normally believe that academic research, whatever we do, it's not that much countable compared to the industrial research or the S&D research. But there are many cases or instances where academic research has led to a revolution in the world. And lithium ion batteries invention is one of that research. It was invented by a professor in 1970s as an academic research. It was published at that time. But after so many years, in 2019, lithium-ion batteries has received a Nobel Prize for bootstrapping the EV vehicle industry. And this lithium-ion batteries have helped a lot in the development of portable devices like a mobile and laptop. So any research can become big with respect to time. We all are aware about the Covaxin success story of the Bharat Biotech in the prevention and in the prevention during COVID outbreak. And the third example is of Troika Pharmaceuticals based in Ahmedabad, one of the best pharmacy industry which is known for its out of the box ideas and path breaking innovations. They have so much engrossed in research and development, and they are bringing some finest products in the market with respect to patient compliance. Before many years, they started with Dynapar injections, where they replaced the oily vehicles with the aqueous base for diclofenac sodium to convert it into a painless injection, which is widely accepted in the world. And the latest product of them is vitamin B12 nasal spray. Vitamin B12 deficiency is one of the prevalent problem which most of the population face, and we know that B12 cannot be absorbed orally due to degradation in the stomach. So we have to opt for B12 injections over 10 to 12 weeks, and every year we have to repeat it to prevent the deficiency of B12. But Troika has recently launched vitamin B12 nasal spray, which is definitely more effective than the oral formulation, and it is patient compliant compared to the IV formulation. So any you can take any problem prevalent in the society and you can start doing research on that, and definitely you will do something for the benefits of the society. So, if you are engrossed in research and you are interested in research, then you have broadened career opportunities afterwards. So, what you can do after BPharm or MPharm if you have done somewhat research in your education journey? So first option is always PhD. If you are an MPharm student and during 1 year, if you have done a very good project, then you can continue with that project in your PhD as a full-time student or as a part-time PhD student. And later on, you can even go for postdoc in the foreign universities. Second option is you can become a part of government funded projects as a research fellow or research associate for a period of 2 to 3 years. So on regular basis, there are requirements for such research fellows or research associates, and they are given stipends, which is definitely greater than the salary that can be obtained by the students. Third option, if you are interested like me in becoming a professor or you want to be in a teaching position as an academician, then also research is equally important as academics, because starting from recruitment to promotions or any further advancement in your career, that depends upon your research credit score. So research will definitely help you in academics also. Fourth area is R&D and F&D. Many students want to go in pharma industry, but only in F&D and R&D. Then what you can do? You can do some good projects in B-Farm and you can do one very good project in M-Farm, and definitely you will be absorbed in the pharma industries in the F&D field. Otherwise, it is very difficult for a fresher to get absorbed in the formulation and development department. Next comes government jobs. So there are lots of government jobs with preference given to PhD students or to the research oriented students, and there you can gain the extra credit for the job position. And the last but not the least is obviously startup. Today, so many startup funds are there. Students are so lucky that even the university give them startup funds very easily for scaling up their product. And if you have that potential and if you have that interest, that definitely you should go for startups and you can become an entrepreneur in the future. So many career opportunities will open for you, and the confusions will be solved if you are involved in research since the beginning of your journey. So next question you might face is, I want to do a good research, but what I will require if I want to separate out from the crowd and I want to become a good researcher. Then obviously theoretical knowledge is there. You should have skill, knowledge, dedication, ethics, analytical knowledge, interpretation skills, writing skills, everything should be there. But apart from that, to add additional benefits, you need to learn the tools and software which are available for becoming a good researcher. So these are some of the examples of the tools which can help you a lot in doing research. The first one is the reference manager. Any reference manager like Manley, EndNote, or Zotero, that will help you a lot in doing the referencing and citations of your journal. Quillbot is a paraphraser tool that helps you to paraphrase your language or to do the grammar checking very easily, which is a requirement for most of the high impact factor journal nowadays. You can use GraphPad Prism for the graphs with error bars and for the statistical analysis of your data. If you are developing a formulation and you want to optimize it, you must have some DOE tool like Design Expert in your database. If you want to develop a catchy image, you want to not copy any image from somewhere else and you want to generate a good image, you can use BioRender for that. There are several simulation softwares which are preferred even by the industries, pharma industries like Gastro Plus for correlating the in vitro data with the in vivo data. And there are several Excel add-ins like a DD solver for the release kinetic study and PK solver for the pharmacokinetic profiling post the plasma concentration data you have derived from the in vivo study. So all these tools, if you will use, it will add more weightage to your research, and the chances of publication will definitely improve if you have used more such tools in your research work. So I would advise each and every student to try to use the latest tools which are available for the research. So as I told, you should always check the relevance of research area with respect to time. And these are the current thrust areas of research in pharmacy. The best one is artificial intelligence and machine learning. But still, you can do research in drug discovery by using molecular docking software. You can go with pharmacoinformatics, toxicology study. You can go with genomics. You can go with herbal technology. You can easily combine herbal technology with the pharmaceutical formulation, and nanotechnology is an evergreen area where continuously new and new researches are getting done. So you can select any thrust area and then you can start doing research in that particular area. So there are many open innovation platforms available where a keen researcher can not only improve his or her knowledge but also provide solutions and earn a generous rewards in return. So InnoCentive is one such innovation platform. So you can see I have kept an image. You can many challenges are placed with a deadline on day-to-day basis by the industries throughout the world, and they have a particular each and every problem or challenge have a particular award. And if you can give the theoretical solution of that problem, then you can get earn that award very easily. There are several funding opportunities available by the government and non-government bodies, and scholarships and grants available at student level and for PhD student level. And I believe that you must fetch a grant before starting any research project, because financial constraint is one of the major factor that is affecting the outcome of the research. If you have good funds, you can do the latest analysis and characterization, and that will definitely improve the outcomes of your research. So, and you must write any grant to before starting a project so that you can be financially assured throughout your research journey. So these are some takeaway points from me, from my side, if you want to pursue research. So first is the approach of starting a student research club. My students know that we already have a student research club in our institute, and they are doing a very good job. They are meeting regularly for discussion of the current topics. They are making teams. They are involving faculty mentors, and together they are writing some good publications, and many deliverables they are getting even at the UG level. So this concept is very good if you want to motivate the students for research in the institute. Second, you have to start practicing from today itself. No one is going to help you out, and no theoretical knowledge or understanding will help you out. Until and unless you will start yourself and you will start writing or doing something yourself, you are not going to end up anywhere. So start practicing research from tomorrow itself. Third is you have to start early if you want to fast forward your career from the beginning. Sooner you have started, better results you will get in the initial stage of your career. Fourth is you must engage in collaborative work by developing networks on the several available platforms like LinkedIn. Collaborative work is a need of an hour. you can see many different collaborative works are getting accepted and published very easily because expertise from different area people and different insights can be given in a research outcome if you have done a collaborative work that you cannot achieve through individual work. And the last one is you have to work in multidisciplinary research. Because if you are working in Sutix and you have developed only the formulation, then you will not get a good impact factor paper. But if you have done in vivo study or you have done some chemical modeling or molecular docking in your research, then combined work will be accepted for publication in the good journal. So multidisciplinary research is very important to get the proper outcome of your research. So, as Albert Einstein has said, that if we knew what we were doing, it wouldn't be called a research, would it? Research is something that cannot go as you plan. You might have started from something else, and your end product is completely different. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is not good, but research is not a predictable forte. You have to wait for the outcome till the end of your journey. So these are some of my recent research outcomes, which has been recognized by the people, and through which I have come in contact with lots of people to do the collaborative work. So the first one is the Lancet correspondence, and as I said, it was never planned. We had started with something else, and we were just summarizing. But fortunately for me and Vivek sir, it got accepted in Lancet in one go, and I'm very grateful to God for this achievement because it has boosted my confidence like anything to pursue the research further. Second, biopolymer nanovehicles, as I told, is a collaborative work, and if you will see the article in depth, you will come to know that how the perspective of different area people can come together to get a finest article. If I had written this article alone, it would never be in advanced functional material. But people from material and polymer science have contributed a lot in this article. The third one is my own PhD review article. So as I told, there are still possibility of solid dispersion technology getting accepted in a very good journal like Daru Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences. And this is the book chapter, and many such projects are still in pipeline. Uh, Research articles, review articles, and book chapters are in pipeline, which will be published in next year most probably. So, what I believe is research is not a destiny, it is a journey. You have to be in this journey for a lifelong period. Today, if you have achieved something, you cannot stop there. You will crave for more. So, this journey is going to continue for the lifelong period. So, research can never be a destination. You have to stay a researcher for a lifelong period. So, all the best from my side for your research journey that I hope you will start very soon to get all the opportunities in your area. Thank you so much. If you have any question answers, you can ask me in the chat box, or you can mail me. You can send any mail to me for your queries, and I would be more than happy to help you out with your queries. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You have explained in a very precise or in very justified manners. So, as we have already discussed with the students, ma'am have already published so many things in very large or a large platform. So, ma'am, here are two to three questions from students. One thing you have already told that how they can proceed for PhD without M.Pharm.
Actually, this is new for me also, but I have a student named Majid, and he has not done M.Pharm. After B.Pharm, he has done a job, and based on his credit scores in research and the job experience that he has gained in F&D, he has secured a PhD position in Germany. But if you want to know in depth, ask the student to mail me. I have to take the name of the university from my student for the further detailing.
Ma'am, if possible, we want to interact with that student, how it can feasible so that we can also give a way to other students.
Definitely.
Because this is one of
Definitely,
the
sir.
topics we have not heard about this now.
Yeah, this is new for me also. He's currently in Germany. He's going to come to meet me. So definitely I will fetch all the details and I'll mail you that. That may help you out.
Ma'am, one more question from student side.
Yeah.
How government can give some fund for startup or as an entrepreneurship?
Actually, government funds they like DBT, DST. They from time to time they publish ads on their website that projects are invited for this particular area. So if you are working in that particular area, you can definitely fetch the grant. Most of the students of my institute they are getting grants from SSIP, Student Startup and Innovation Project, that is initiative by Gujarat government, and there is one SOIC also, Student Open Innovation Challenge, and these initiatives of Gujarat government they give 1 or 2 lakh funds to most of the students. So I'm not sure about Punjab state, but still there are many such grants available which can be fetched by the students at undergraduate level.
So, ma'am, these are the student from question from student side. So I once again thanks a lot for
Uh,
your kind and valuable time and your nice talk in very effective manners.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure from my side. Anytime in the future, if you want to gain some more knowledge about research or any other area of pharmaceutics, I would be more than happy to deliver an expert talk.
Definitely in the future, some collaboration will be definitely there as we have done already one. So
Okay.
hope for the best and hope for the better thing, better outcome in the future also. So I would like thanks to all the students as well as our ma'am faculty member Priya ma'am is also there. Thank you ma'am for your valuable time. So okay, ma'am have a good day.
Thank you, sir. And I'm
Okay,
thankful to ISF College of Pharmacy as well for inviting me.
thank you so much ma'am. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Bye.
Thanks. Ma'am. Thanks.